Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some of the country's biggest stars and some of my favourite people. And we've got one for you today. Stephanie McCourt has been singing her entire life and she's got that iconic classic sound. She's back this Christmas with a brand new song called Christmas for You. It's available on all platforms and you can find out more by going to her social media at McCourt Official. And I'm delighted to say that Stephanie joins us on the phone now. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you very much. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Not as good as you, though. I mean, to be young and talented and gifted and beautiful, it's not a bad place to be, is it, really?
Oh, it's okay.
Have you always done this? It seems to me with that sort of retro soul sound, you've got that iconic sort of beauty and clarity. It's something you're born with. You can't be trained it, really, can you?
No, I kind of started it... I kind of learned about soul music quite late, to be honest. I started off with like the Christina Aguileras and the Celine Dion's, and then kind of went backwards and then found Etta James and Aretha Franklin, and that's when I found my real love for music with the soul sounds. I think that resonated for me the most. I
think probably Etta James had the greatest voice in history ever, didn't she?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
It's sort of like silk. How do you create that? Again, is it something that you can get better at, or is it just a blessing that's sent from someone above?
I think you do have to have something to work with from the beginning, but I do think the life experience definitely helps with telling a story in a song. So I think it's a combination of having the gift to sing and then being able to kind of convey the emotion in the voice.
There's sort of a tragedy, isn't there, with her voice? And a lot of these people that you mention, certainly Amy Winehouse, when you heard her voice, there was something dark about it. How do you tap into that without becoming depressed and miserable and sort of fulfilling that prophecy that you are troubled? Because you don't want to be that person.
Yeah, I mean, I could lie to you and say it's all roses, but it isn't. And I've definitely been through depression and that has definitely enabled me to sing in an emotional way. But, you know, it's just life, and I think everybody gets down, and I think that everybody goes through dark times, and songwriting is a great way to kind of get through that. So I just find it easy in that sense to just write to the song, get it out of you, and then it's out there and you've dealt with it.
Not only is your voice iconic, but also your look is too. How important is the synergy of the two? Because it seems to me all the great acts have a great look as well.
Yeah, I don't know where I got this whole 1940s thing, but I just loved the look, and I've just been inspired by how classy it is, like the Hollywood kind of glam look. It just happened to kind of work with my music as well, so I was kind of lucky, I guess, in that way.
What for you is the greatest song you can sing on stage? I mean, you do your own material. We're going to talk about this new single in a moment, but of course you do the classics, and that's probably where people got to see you first, was on the X Factor and things like that. What's the sort of iconic song for you? If you had to go to one last song in a karaoke bar, which would it be?
I do have one. You mentioned Etta James earlier, and it is her song At Last, which I do actually have out on that Christmas for You EP, so you can check it out.
The EP is interesting, isn't it? It seems to be the way to release music now. Albums are virtually dead, aren't they? Because nobody's buying them and they're all listening online. So do you find for you that's the way to do it? Sort of release a few records at a time, get them out there, get people loving it, to then release the next EP?
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many ways to do it today. And right now I'm deciding whether or not to release single by single or just do a complete album. I am quite old school, though. I do like the idea of having the whole complete package. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm figuring it out.
If you want my take on it, release it single by single, because I think people these days can't consume more than about 3 minutes of any information. Let them fall in love. Yeah, I do, honestly. I think if you've got 10 tracks on an album, they might listen to 3, and the 7 they've missed might be the 7 best tracks on the album. You never know, do you?
You might have a good point, to be fair.
Yeah, interesting how times have changed. What's it like on the road at the minute? Because all artists tell me that you make the most money now on the road because nobody's buying anything. They're all getting it through these Alexas and things like that. Is the live performing and gigging still a major part of being a musician? Is there work out there, in other words?
I think that it's the biggest part for sure, because that's where I kind of found the love, being live and connecting with the audience and singing the songs, because, you can do the work and write the tracks, but it's all about getting that connection with the audience. So it's definitely being out on the road for sure.
Yeah, and you're so good at it. You make it look easy. Is that an act, making it look like you're completely comfortable on the stage, or are you really at home there?
Well, I have to say I do suffer from nerves, but I think there's something that's kind of switches within me as soon as I get on stage, and I'm just like, you've got this, you can do this. And then when you get the vibes off the audience, you just get into full swing. So I do feel at home as soon as I step on the stage.
And that microphone, when it's sounding good on a night, they're all paying attention. I guess there's no better feeling than that.
Oh, there isn't. It's such a buzz.
What's the touring life like in the back of a shower, as they used to call it, or in cabs or on tubes or on trains? That bit must be tough. You can spend longer getting there than doing the gig, can't you?
Yeah, it's not that glamorous in that respect, and you can be vulnerable to getting ill and stuff like that. But you just have to get on with it. It is for that like hour or a few minutes on stage that you are working towards. So it is all worth it in the end.
And what about your voice? You mentioned there being neurotic about getting ill and all of that. Do you have to let it go? And I mean, last night there I was sat amongst 2,800 people at We Will Rock You, and they're all coughing, and I'm thinking, oh God, here we go. Now I'm going to be ill. And of course, it's just inevitable. In life, people are not well, and you're going to be facing them, and they're going to be coughing all over you, aren't they?
Yeah. You know what? It is that time of year, and unfortunately, sometimes you just can't avoid it, and you just know it's going to happen. It happens to me usually about once a year, around about this time. So it is what it is. What can we do? Just got to get on with it.
You made the choice to go on X Factor, and those clips come up first on Google, which is no bad thing because they look beautiful and you sound wonderful. That's the good side of that show, isn't it? That they give you a good production around you. Was there a question in the back of your mind, should I be doing this? Because it's one of those double-edged swords, isn't it? I remember a friend of mine who's one of the biggest stars in the West End going on The Voice, and they didn't turn round. And I don't know how you recover from that. I mean, that's devastating, isn't it?
Well, you know what? It is a massive risk. And I would have said, like, in the past, it was probably a bigger risk. But I don't know, today I was just like, what have I got to lose? At the end of the day, at the time, nobody really knew who I was. So more people knowing who I am than nobody is better than nothing to me. Yes, but it was a big risk, and I absolutely was bricking it.
I think with that show, it's about being authentic, isn't it? And you pulled that off beautifully. Did it change anything overnight? I mean, what was the impact of that show?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's pre-recorded, so you have to wait a little bit. But it was pretty nuts. Like, you do immediately, you're kind of like famous for like 5 minutes, and everybody's kind of like recognizing you. And then obviously, you get loads of emails about people wanting to work with you. So there is a lot of traffic coming your way as soon as it happens. Like the Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook, it's just like notifications. It's absolutely nuts, to be honest.
Yeah. And did you love that? Do you like the attention side of it, or would you rather just sort of do the job and sort of arrive and leave quietly?
I suppose it was nice for people to finally kind of know who I was. But it does give you a bit of anxiety because it's, I don't know, something you can't like just switch it off. You have to kind of deal with it. You can't just, one day you might not feel up for it and then one day you do. So yeah, it's a double-edged sword.
That was 2015. Here we are now in 2019 with this new EP for Christmas, and you're still at it and doing it. Tell us about the tracks on it and which one's your favourite.
Well, these are all kind of cover tracks. It was off the back of another radio show I did last year, and they were just like, you need to do a Christmas EP. So I was like, you know what, that is a good idea. And I did a cover of the Christmas song, sorry. I don't know if you know it.
Yeah, I do.
It's
Chestnuts?
classic.
Yeah.
Yes, Chestnuts, you know it. So I just thought, Christmas is my favourite time of year, and I'm just going to give it a go.
Well, you've got the perfect voice for Christmas because there's something silky about, and I think that's why Bublé's Christmas album was about the biggest selling album in history ever, wasn't it? Because people just want to hear these sung in that beautiful way. You can find out more by going to McCourt Official on the social media. What's your gig diary like this Christmas? Are you ran off your feet?
Well, so this Christmas, I've just been solely focusing on writing new material at a place called F/H Block Music, which is like the home of Emily Sunday and Sam Smith. So it's a pretty cool place to work. Wow. And I'm hoping to release loads of new material next year.
Excellent. And in fact, if you put in Christmas for You, Stephanie McCourt, into Google, that comes up, and you can find out about fblockmusic.com there. And we wish you all the best because you've got such a gift, and you're an artist that should be seen live. And as great as these albums are, which they are, hearing someone like you who can just effortlessly sing into that mic, as X Factor proves weekly, whether you're a celebrity or not, it's not as easy as it looks, is it?
No. Absolutely not.
Stephanie, thank you so much for your time, and good luck with your Christmas album. Christmas for You is the EP. It's out now. You can get it on all the platforms, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.